So good morning everyone, welcome back to host-tune-perform.com. This is the second video on the Docker series, and in this video we will be installing the Docker on Windows 10, and then we will be discussing about the architecture of Docker. So to install Docker on Windows 10 we have three steps. So for the first step you need to open up the BIOS setting of your system. So how you can open up the BIOS setting of your system is it depends which type of system if you are using. So as soon as you power on your system, you have to press the escape key, F12 key, F10 key, F2 key, or delete key. Any out of these keys, any one key, and which key to press, that depends on the make and model of your system. For example, you can just go to Google and just write down BIOS Dell key. So for Dell systems it is the F2 key. So as soon as you hit the power button, you need to press the F2 key and you will open up the BIOS setting. So how will the BIOS setting look? The BIOS settings will look something like this. So these are the BIOS settings for HP. You can see. So for HP we have to press F10. Similarly for Asus we have to press F2, and for Lenovo we have to press F1. So in few laptops, maybe I have also seen that in Lenovo we have a hole, a very small hole on the right side or the left side of the laptop, and we need to put up a pin to start the system in the BIOS mode. So as we start the system in the BIOS mode, the first step which we need to do out here is we need to go to the configuration tab. You can see, so this is the configuration tab. So first is go to the configuration tab. Second is look for virtualization technology and then enable it. So this will be your first step to install Docker. So this should be enabled in your system to make sure that Docker works perfectly fine, because Docker is something which is a virtualization software. So that's why it says that it requires virtualization technology to be switched on. So this is the first step which you need to follow. Then for the second step, to install Docker on Windows, you need to go to the start menu and here just type in Windows features. So as you will type in Windows features, at the very top you will get something like this, Windows features. Just go ahead. Here you need to select containers and Hyper-V. So I have just selected containers and Hyper-V. So you have to select containers and Hyper-V if you are using Windows 10 Pro. But if you are using Windows 10 Home Edition, you will not find these things. Rather, you have to go ahead and select something which looks like this, Windows subsystem for Linux. So we do not require this in this particular Windows which I am using, because I am using the Pro Windows Pro. But if you're using Windows Home Edition, you need to go and select this rather than selecting containers and Hyper-V, because this is how you will be dealing with Docker. So these are the first two steps. I will just go ahead and click OK. As I will click OK, the Windows will install Hyper-V and containers. So these are the Windows features which it gets, which it installs, taking files from internet by itself. So you can see that it says applying changes. So we will also see something like this. And then the third step will be we will go ahead and install Docker. So I will just go ahead and restart my system, and then we will continue up with this video. So as we have finished these two steps, the third step is we have to go to Google and just write down Docker download for Windows. So as you will write down this, you need to go to the very first link, which is from Docker itself, which is docs.docker.com. Just go to this link, and here you will find something like download from Docker Hub. Go to download from Docker Hub. As you click on download from Docker Hub, you will see two versions. One is the stable version and second is the Edge version. So obviously Edge version is something which is being currently looked upon by the developers of Docker itself. So we will just go ahead and download, get stable. As you click over here, you will get a downloading file. You can see at very bottom over here, and like this will get downloaded in few minutes, but I will just cancel it because I have already downloaded this file. So I'll just go back to my videos section, download section, and you see over here that this is the downloaded file. So just go ahead and double click it, and after double clicking it, just say yes, and the download will begin. So you can see that the download has begun. So now I will need to say like okay. So enable Hyper-V yes, then they say okay, and this will start unpacking the files. So now this will take few minutes. Let us wait for a few minutes and see like how this particular Docker gets installed. So as like before, like it gets installed and everything is set, I will just go ahead and write docker dash dash version and hit an enter. So you can see over here it says that docker dash dash version, docker is not recognized as an internal or external command. So docker here is not recognized till now as the command, but it is getting installed at back. So we will run the same command when this will get installed. So you can see over here now that the Docker Desktop 2.3.0.4 has been installed successfully. So I will just go ahead and close this. To start up the engine, you will get an icon which will look something like this. You go ahead and double click this icon. And as you double click this icon, you will see something over here. You can see something has been popped up over here which says that Docker is starting Linux containers Hyper-V backend is starting. So it will again take some time to start. So this is the first stage of Docker. It says like it is getting started and then it will be into a running state. And that will be the place where we will say that the Docker engine is currently running. And what exactly is Docker engine? We will discuss about Docker engine and its parts when like we will be discussing about the architecture in this video itself. Okay. So you can see over here that you have got a window which says get started with Docker in few easy steps, estimated time 2 minutes. So now if you see at very bottom of my screen which says now that Docker desktop is running. So now this Docker desktop is running and we have opened up the PowerShell and next starting working with Docker. So this is just the initial startup for Docker. You can just say start. You can copy this command directly from here and like paste it, but I will not be able to run this command because I have not installed Git on my system. So like this is taking things from Git and like I have not installed Git from my system. Then again you can see like all these commands over here, but like these are not required as of now. For now I will just write over here docker dash dash version, and let me just maximize this for you. And as I press enter, you can see that Docker version 19.3.212. So in this PowerShell, we are getting it. And now if I go ahead and see the same thing in command prompt. So I'll just close up this CMD and open up a new CMD and say Docker dash dash version and hit enter. So now you can see over here that it is showing me that Docker version this, and it is recognizing of the command which is Docker version 19.03.12. So Docker has been successfully installed on Windows environment and now it is fit to use. So let us now go ahead and understand the architecture of Docker. So if you see up my screen over here, in Docker we have something called as Docker daemon. So this is the piece of software which is responsible for everything. So the purpose, again, the purpose of Docker is to run containers. Like there are some images, when we run these images, we call them as containers, and these containers directly talk with the hardware. So our operating system does not have, like if this container, like Docker is running on Windows. So Windows will not involve with Docker. Docker is a container. Like if it talks to the hardware, it will talk to the hardware by itself. It will not take a request to the hardware via operating system. So we can run multiple images or multiple containers within a single operating system. So and like this all is managed by Docker daemon. So when we talk about the architecture, what exactly is Docker daemon? So when we see an icon and see that Docker desktop is running, something like this. So this, what is running? The Docker engine is running. So this is what we call as Docker daemon. And this Docker daemon can be accessed by a command called as docker d. So as a Docker engineer, it will be very rare that you will be using this command docker d unless and until you are like using it for orchestration or like changing in some configuration files or like some services, like if you want to make some changes in the services. So this is where this command will be used. But if it is about simply like using the Docker containers, running them, stopping them, or like managing the Docker containers, so the Docker is the command for that. This docker d command talks directly with the Docker engine and it is to change the configuration settings. Then this Docker daemon, which is used to run this particular Docker instances like or containers, can be accessed. So this is the worker. Docker daemon is the worker software. Now this worker software needs to know what has to be done. So how this system will know what has to be done? This system can know in two ways. One is Docker CLI. CLI is command line interface. Let us talk about this REST API in some time. So what is CLI? So when I go to my CMD and say docker ps, docker ps is a command which means show me all the running containers. And as I hit enter, it shows me nothing. So when I say docker run hello world and hit an enter, so it says that it does not find the image locally because it is on the hub. And that's why it is pulling up from the hub. You can see pulling from library hello world. To pull complete, hello world is okay, and you can see that now if we go ahead and say docker images, so we have an docker image which is hello world. So as of now, using this command line, we were like having interaction with this particular docker machine or like docker instance. But we can also have interaction with this Docker instance using a RESTful API. So what's a RESTful API? So we can access this Docker. We can ask this Docker to do something for us using browser. Yes, using browser. So, but how exactly we are going to know what exactly we need to write on the browser to like see what all is happening? So the first thing to enable this thing on Windows is like you need to click over here on Docker machine. You need to go to the settings, and as you go to the settings, there is something called as expose daemon on TCP port. So this you need to select this expose daemon on TCP port and then click on apply start and just close up this window. And now you can give commands to this software which is running on this machine. So you can give command to this software even remotely now, like from the browser and using HTTP RESTful API. So what exactly are HTTP RESTful API? If you do not know on this, you can go back on the videos of computer architecture created by us, and like you will have good knowledge on what exactly are RESTful APIs. So now if I go ahead and say local, something like local host and images and JSON and hit an enter. So you can see over here now. Now it says that we have an image named as hello world. You will be finding it. That name of this image is hello world. And now we are getting this information on browser. See, it is saying hello world @SHM. So this has been fetched in browser using a URL. This is what RESTful API is. So you can expose Docker and like command this particular machine even from the browser. and this helps like running Docker in the CI/CD process, or like making everything automated. And even in the orchestration, you need to know how exactly these work. So this was the part of Windows, but in the actual system, in the actual environment, Docker actually runs on a Linux environment, and the remote is taken usually by a Windows machine. So this is what we will be doing in our next video. We will be installing Docker on a Linux environment, like on operating system, and then we will be taking remote from a Windows application. So guys, thank you so much. Have a great day.